What is up, dudes and my mom? Last week we left on this newly rebuilt engine not starting up. Well, it started, it starts, starter works, but there's no oil pressure. That is obviously a big deal. I don't want to run this thing any more without getting it properly oiled. So I rewatched the videos of it attempting to start, and there was this weird sucking noise, and I thought maybe it was my PCV valves that are venting to atmosphere, but I have a suspicion that it's maybe the pickup tube for the oil sucking itself down to the bottom of the pan. So we have a bunch of work to do. I am going to drain this fresh oil into a clean pan, and we're gonna take the pan off. Luckily, we have this sweet Felpro gasket, so I'll be able to just reuse that, and we'll check out that pan, or well, we'll check out the pickup tube, measure that, and go from there. Well, I can honestly say that I'm pleasantly surprised that this is the first unavoidable issue, or I guess an issue that's actually maybe my fault. You know, the whole dowel pin thing at the machine shop, not really my fault. This could totally be it, and if this is the worst of our issues, then you know what, I'm not that mad. All right, pan is off. Hello crank. Hello oil pump, pickup tube. So now what I'm gonna do is use a level to measure from the bottom of the pickup tube to the gasket, as well as the top of the oil pan down to the bottom of the oil pan, using the level as well. Subtract those, and then I should have the clearance between the oil pump, or the oil pickup rather, and the bottom of the pan, and hopefully it's around a 1/2 inch. If it's got plenty of space, I don't know what's next. I might toss the old pump in, but let's get this measured and at least knock that off of the list. Like 8 3/4 on that side, and like 9 on that side. Well, that was definitely our problem. The pickup tube was at exactly 9 inches, and so was the pan, so it was definitely sitting flat on there. I don't know if it would cause there to be 0 PSI, but I knocked it up about a 1/2 inch on one side and 3/4 of an inch on the other side. I am gonna put this oil pan back on, fill it with oil, and we'll try that again. Oil pan is back on with just a few bolts. Hand tight, oil is back in. I'm gonna come up here. I am looking for oil to come up through the push rods through that hole. I've got the crank sensor out, which is what is driving the oil pump from the camshaft, and I'm gonna spin it, hopefully getting some oil out of here, and then probably put it all back together and put the battery back in, see if we can get oil pressure on the gauge. Oh, there's some oil. Interesting. There's all sorts of air in the lines. Cool. All right. I am gonna get that buttoned up and then we can check it on the actual gauge in the interior. All right, everything's back together. Oil pan's torqued back down. I have a feeling that this may get a little bit messy. The crank sensor is back on, so we should have oil pressure now. We'll just go straight here. And let's see, you can see oil pressure now. There we go. Nice. Nice, that's really good. Let's go take a look at. Oh, yep. Big, huge mess. Why is it only coming out of one? That's kind of weird. Well, that was kind of weird. I thought it was only going to one, but I can like clearly see fluid going to a bunch of these. It just kind of took a while. I'm gonna wait till I get like everything, especially the cooling system, before I like run it to break in the cam, but I'll let it run for a couple seconds just to make sure we don't have any active leaks. Yeah, so let's get this thing all buttoned back up. All right, we are buttoned back up. I am going to toss the fuel pump relay back in. Struggle with this fiercely. There we go. And we will grab the keys. Prime the fuel pump a couple times. 1, 2, 3. And I will set you guys out here for this one. All right, wish me luck. Probably gonna be stupid loud. Just dumping right after the header. Well, it didn't blow up, so that's good news. I am beat. That took a lot out of me, but it runs and it started first try. I'm super impressed with that. Very glad I got the CPS in the correct position, all that stuff. That's gonna be it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad that I got to hear it run for, a couple seconds. It's not leaking anything. And next up, I think I am gonna put over here, well, it's either gonna be front axle or steering so that I guess it's just easier to access while it's right here. And then cooling, all that sort of stuff. But once I figure that out, you guys will be the first to know. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.